our customers and users, well, they all care about privacy or perhaps compliance and compliance with privacy regulations. But privacy doesn't really exist when security is not very good. I mean, if a hacker can have access to your data, then your privacy is out of the window. So we always work on security at Nextcloud for every release. This is a really important thing for us to work on. And for this release, we have made a couple of key improvements that we should talk about. Now, so Nextcloud Hub currently protects your data using multiple encryption technologies. And this basically, each of these is targeting different potential threats. So one is the use of TLS. That's basically HTTPS in your browser. And so what it does is it protects the data when it goes from your browser to the server, or when it goes from the desktop client to the server or the mobile clients, etc. So it's transport, protection essentially. And then the second encryption technology we use is server-side encryption. So what this does is it stores the data in an encrypted way at rest when the server is off or gets stolen, or when a hard drive that has your data gets stolen. All the data on there would be encrypted, and that is, of course, a lot harder to access for a hacker. And then the third and last major kind of encryption that we use is end-to-end encryption. So end-to-end encryption is designed to protect the data from an untrusted server administrator.
Yeah, end-to-end encryption means encrypting your files on your client, be it desktop or mobile apps. It uses a local password and mnemonic, which is never shared to the server, so as to keep your files super safe. The server admin has no way to ever see the content of the files because the mnemonic stays local.
Yeah, and that's really good. But again, it means that the web interface does not have access to the files, and so you cannot, view or download the files from the web interface. Because in the end, the browser would need access to your mnemonic. The browser is running code from the server, and that, in a way, whenever you would be doing that, you would kind of break the security that end-to-end encryption offers.
Yeah, that might be, yes, but shouldn't that be up to the user?
Right? I mean, sometimes, of course, you just need a web interface, and the trade-off can be worth it in some cases. In the end, you are still adding an extra layer of protection, even if you sometimes use the web interface. So, for this release, we introduced this as a new feature. You, as a user, get a clear choice in your personal settings. And if you enable this setting, you will be able to browse, view, and download the files that are end-to-end encrypted in your browser interface. Let's have a look.
Here you go. Note that it requires you to enter your mnemonic in the browser. We take great care to keep the data safe, but browsers always bring a security risk, so it is your choice. If you do not trust your administrator, or there are compliance rules in your company that disallow these, do not use it.
Yeah, but still, I do think that for some use cases, it can be a very helpful improvement, and it's always good to, make end-to-end encryption easier to use to reach a wider base of users. So now, that's for files, but there's actually another piece of end-to-end encryption news that we wanted to share.
Yeah, this is a little bit easier to explain. It's end-to-end encryption in video calls in Talk. Say you have a group of users, the data streams, they are often tunneled through the Talk backend server. With Nextcloud Hub 10, however, the video stream is encrypted on the client and then decrypted again at the recipient, so the server can no longer peek into the contents of the audio or video.
That's the end-to-end encryption news. Now, of course, a lot of other security work is always done. And one more feature that we wanted to highlight was brute force protection. So brute force protection protects against repeated attempts to guess passwords of users. That's the brute force element there. This is a feature that has been in Nextcloud for a long time, but we made it basically easier to control for the administrator. So now if you have certain policies in your organization, or if you have certain compliance requirements, you will now be able to set specific rules for this brute force protection and basically set rules for this policy.
There are many other security improvements in Nextcloud Hub 10. For example, you can now set a separate password policy for public link shares and user login credentials. Or if you build your own Nextcloud clients, you can configure them as trusted by default, so users don't have to approve anything, and much more.